Okay, so take two, since the last time it didn't want to record sound. Today, I know it's been a while, because I think the last thing I posted was me carving a pumpkin for Halloween 2022. Today I want to talk about this thing that I experience that apparently only like 1 to 2% of the world experiences, and not everyone and their mom, like I thought was the case. Honestly, my whole life I thought it was normal, but I experience mirror touch synesthesia, like all the time, every day. If there's a person around me, I will probably experience it at some point while they're there. The way that I learned that it wasn't normal for everyone, like the way that I learned that not everyone experiences this, is through an episode of Good Mythical Morning, even though they didn't display it in the way that it typically happens. What they had was the two guys, Rhett and Link, had their head sticking out of a hole, and there was a guy behind them using a whip to hit them somewhere. And the other guy had to guess where the one who was being whipped at, to see if they could show that whether or not they experience mirror touch synesthesia. And that's not how it works. You have to be able to see the person or witness the person in some way being touched or manipulated in that area, because your brain will send signals of sensation to the area, so you will feel it too. Like, I was telling my friend in Hawaii about this, and they were like, oh, I don't experience that at all. Like, and I was like, what do you mean you don't experience this? Like, when someone falls, you don't get that sensation of breaking the fall with your hands. Like, you don't feel like that push of pavement on your hands. Like, you don't have that jolt in your body of trying to break a fall when someone else falls. Because I get that. And when someone falls and scrapes their knee, you don't get like secondhand pain. To me, that's super weird. But that's been my whole life, and it doesn't bother me. And it's not like a burden or anything like that. It's just kind of this passive thing that happens constantly. So it's just normal for me. Like, say someone like stubs their toe, like they ram their toe into like one of the feet of a bed, I will instantly like cringe up my whole foot, because it's like, ouch, because I'll get that sensation of, I don't know if I want to call it pressure, but I'll get that sensation in my foot. Like, I'll feel it too. It won't hurt like I actually just stubbed my toe, but I will feel like I just stubbed my toe. My body reacts like a mirror. It echoes, it mimics. Like, my brain will send a sensation to my foot if someone else stubs their foot and I witness it. But it's not just pain. Like, it's also like regular things. Like, if someone is being hugged next to me, I feel the sensation that I am being hugged, which I hate, so it makes me squirmy. And like, say if someone taps you on your shoulder, I'll feel that. Like, my brain will send a sensation to my shoulder, like I am being tapped too. Like, brain is like, ooh, monkey see thing, monkey feel thing. And it's not just with touch either. It also is with like the feeling of textures when you eat things. Like, say someone next to me is eating steak, which I hate. I don't like the texture. I don't like the juiciness. I don't like the shreds of it. I just hate steak. It's nasty. And if they're chewing on it, I'll feel like those meat juices, and I'll feel like the rubbery, chewy texture, and I'll feel like that shredded texture, like the layers and strings of beef. And I will be like, no thanks. That is gross. Even if I'm not eating it, even if I see it on TV and I can't smell it, I'll still feel it. Same thing with other textures, like say if someone's eating a pickle or a cracker or something crunchy, I will feel it. I will feel that texture of crunchiness against my teeth. And my brain just automatically sends those signals to me that I am feeling the same thing. It's kind of like, from what I heard, it's kind of like emotional empathy, except for physical. And it's the same thing with like clothing too. Like, if somebody is wearing a long flowy dress and they walk by and their dress is billowing, I will feel the texture of their clothing on my skin and the air flowing through it. And this has been my whole life. I thought it was normal. I thought everyone had this. It's everything. So if a kid is running around my store because they're not being watched by their parent and they fall over and they eat dirt, I'll feel it. I mean, I don't mimic their movements, but I feel the feeling of pavement on my hands. I feel elbows breaking a fall. It's like a jolt in my bones. It's that kind of thing. Like, to me, like, the only thing I can really compare it to is like when someone yawns and you feel like you have to yawn also. It's like contagious yawning, except for it's when someone eats something, when someone gets tapped on the shoulder, you feel it in your body too. I guess I'm one of these 1 to 2% of the world who feels this. I have one friend who says that they feel similar things to me. But my friend who in Hawaii, who I was telling this about the other day, it doesn't experience this at all. Like, no mirror, sympathy, echo of things that are happening around them, which to me seems crazy. Like, it's a lack of physical empathy. Like, when people say that lack of emotional empathy is crazy, to me, lack of physical empathy is so weird. Anyways, if you experience this, like, if I'm tapping myself on the shoulder right now and you feel that too, if you feel those things that I just did to me on your body, let me know. Or, like, say if I eat an Oreo and you feel that crunchy texture of a cookie, and you feel that gritty, sugary cream texture, let me know. Even when I'm going to be watching this video later to edit it, I'm going to feel this crunchy texture in my mouth without there being an Oreo in my mouth. It's crazy. So if you feel that, in the comments, let me know. If you don't feel that and you think that I'm weird, let me know.